All right, y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm King Tyson. Don't forget to like and subscribe like I always tell y'all to do in the beginning or the end of my videos. Check it out. Before we start, write me at KingTyson713@yahoo.com if you want my advice about something, you want my opinion about something, write me, KingTyson713@yahoo.com. Also, if you like this content, please go to the video tab section of this YouTube channel. Click on a video that interests you, watch it, give me some feedback in the comments. I really appreciate that. So look, I was just starting to make a video. Well, my last video was about why black men are pulling away from dating single black mothers, right? And I wanted to bring up, since we're on that kind of topic about kids and single mothers, I want to talk about when it comes to the sons, single mothers having sons, and the coddling that you're doing with your son is what's causing a lot of issues when they get older, to where it gives young black boys, becomes young men, entitlement issues. You have to let these boys take accountability. Now, a man could come in, if you have if the child has a father and the father's active in the kid's life, right? A man will understand accountability, you know, for the most part, and make you man up. That's when we say you got to man up. Whatever you do, you got to man up. You know, that's what being a man is, taking accountability. That's something that men take pride in, right? That's what something that a man can respect, that if we do wrong, we got to man up and take responsibility. Whatever decision we make, we can't cry about it. We got to stand on our own too, right? And when there's no father figure, a lot of the times, these young boys, these young black boys, and if there's no father figure and they mess up when they're younger, a lot of the times black mothers, not all, but a lot of the times the black mothers love their son, right? You know, and they coddle them. They don't really, it's like they get in trouble, but they really don't get in trouble. You know, a lot of the boys get rewarded for a lot of things, right? And they don't understand accountability. A lot of times when your young black boys becomes teenagers, you know, a lot of the black mothers, they don't let the boys be a man as far as a young man as far as trying to get a job, learn some responsibility. It's like, nah, he don't have to work. The worst thing you could do, and I'm telling from experience, the worst thing you could do is have a young black boy not work. If he's 16 years old, not to work and pay bills at the house, but let him work. Ladies, if you single mothers, if you're watching this channel and you have a 16-year-old son or 16-year-old boys, sons, not just one son, you got multiple sons. By the time they 16, they need to be working. They need to learn the concept of working, earning their own dollar, and where they appreciate something. Because if you wait and don't let them work, by the time they start getting 18, 19, 20, 21, they're not gonna want to work. A lot of the times, a lot of black boys end up getting into trouble because they're not being productive. Having a job is productive. A lot of times, when they work on a job, they'll be tired. At a young age, they'll be tired, and they ain't gonna want to get into no trouble. Young black boys need to be doing something productive, whether it's sports, whether it's working. Listen to me, ladies. Young black boys need to be doing something productive, because in our environment, it is so easy for us to get into trouble when we're not being productive. Hell, grown black men that's not being productive, it's easy to get into trouble. So you can imagine what it is for young black boys to get, it's even easier. So these are things that I talk to the single mothers about, that we got to stop coddling our boys. When our boys get in trouble, they need to understand what the trouble is and take their own responsibility. Not let them do things because of you feel sorry for them, or you feel like no, let them, they got to be young men. They got to grow up to be men and take responsibility. That's it, solve. But a lot of times too, ladies, you babying these boys. You babying them, okay, when they a baby, you could baby them. But when they start getting teenage years, y'all still baby them. They grow up with a sense of entitlement. And then on top of that, they don't know how to, you know, how can I say this? A lot of the young black boys, they think that going back and forth with women is okay to do. You got to teach your young black boys, don't go back and forth with no woman. That's not what you're supposed to do. You supposed to be able to talk it out rationally or walk away. You not a woman. See, a woman could go back and forth with a woman all day long. As the only time a man need to go back and forth with a woman unless it's his own woman and they trying to find some solution. But you just going back and forth with women, different women, that don't need to happen. So these are things that you gotta talk to your boys about, ladies. Like, no, things you gotta teach them. And men, when father figures is in the father's in the life, or the father figures in the life, uncles in the life, they should teach them that. But a lot of times these boys, they not learning that. You know, they not around their uncles, they not around their cousins like that. They just going off what they see off of YouTube videos and social media and they clique of friends. So, but look, that's all I wanted to say. I just want to make this quick video. Something, it was on my mind. I see a lot of these young boys between 18 and 25, and they got a lot of entitlement issues, and they got a lot of issues of making excuses, the reason why they can't do this and can't do that, because they wasn't taught at a young age to, listen, ain't nobody gonna give you nothing. Anything you want, you gotta go out as a man and work for it. And they not taught that. They taught that somebody gonna come help provide something. They can lean on family. They can lean on somebody. As a man, by the time I turned 18 years old, you can't lean on nobody. You gotta lean on yourself as a man. And a lot of these boys still mama at 21 years old, 23 years old, mama, 25 years old, mama, 20. They still calling mama to help them fill out a job application, calling mama to help them do the basic of the basics. Because a lot of the times mothers have coddled their sons. And when you coddle your son, when they start dating, they are not good boyfriends, because they have a sense of entitlement issue and they feel like they should be on the same level as their woman. If they woman pout, they should pout too and catch an attitude. You can't be that as a man. You can't do that. These are things that they need to be taught. And a lot of these lessons are not being taught to these young boys. And this is the reason why they crashing out at early ages, because they going straight off emotion instead of being taught to learn how to channel your emotions and learn when to walk away from things. Learn when and when not to choose your battles. But that's all I'm gonna say. I'm King Tyson. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Peace and blessings. One love. Don't forget to like and subscribe. On to the next one. I'm out.